Hey guys, Indiana Smith here. It's a 45-degree morning down here in Texas, so what better way to spend it than going to jump in a riverbed? I don't have Austin with me today. Two reasons: A, social distancing, and B, last time we went out, poor guy got rolled in a big old patch of poison ivy, and I don't think he's over it yet. Anyway, I'm gonna film this and shoot it to him and see if he can edit it and turn it into a decent video, but any gaps in quality from previous videos are my fault, not his. Well guys, this is social distancing at its finest. Not another human soul, not any fresh footprints, a few really old eroded tracks. Conditions are nice. I will check in as soon as I find something. Okay, just made our first find of the day. It's not much, it's kind of crappy actually, because it is a piece of crap. That is coprolite, fossilized poop. Well, hopefully they'll get better than this. A couple of passes later, neat little find here. That is a caudal spine from a fish, still attached to the top of the vertebrae. Nifty little fossil. Okay, we have another fossil find right here. This is enamel. Oh yeah, that's a sliver from a mammoth tooth. You can tell mammoth and mastodon apart. Mammoth slivers are much thinner and also have a little bit different texture since their teeth were made up of thin plates, whereas mastodons have more massive ridge-like teeth similar to our molars. Okay, just a few feet away from the last find, same pass, same gravel bar, we have a mosasaur jaw section. Oh, look at that. Two tooth stumps. Probably have at least one replacement tooth coming in down in that socket. Well, it's been a very slow morning. You can kind of see how much of the gravel bar I've covered, and you can also see my tracks. I always do a very tight spiral pattern. But here is an interesting little fossil find. Oh! That's a shard of enamel. Pleistocene horse or bison. Given the dark color and heavy mineralization, it's almost certainly Pleistocene rather than modern. Whew, well, it's been an hour or two. I've covered all of this gravel bar very thoroughly and not found much at all, but I think I finally got my first artifact of the day, and I'm almost certain that it's broken, but it is at least the remnant of a point. Yep, it is a middle of probably a Gary point. Well, keep your hopes up. Okay, I had poked this up before I realized what it is, but I put it back down. I thought it was actually a piece of bark, but then I picked it up and turned it over, and that is Zyphactinus jawbone, giant prehistoric fish. And you can see the sockets where his teeth would have fit in. These guys had ferocious teeth. 2 paces, and here's an artifact. I don't know that it's anything really nice, but it's at least complete. Little bifacially worked knife, Cleburne biface they're called. My friend Joe just called me. He's about 25 miles or so west of me, maybe not even that far, and it's starting to rain pretty good on him, so I'm gonna fast hike it out of here. My only mosasaur vertebrae of the day. Fast walking on the way out. It's pretty beat up, but that is what it is, so hey, fossil. Well, I just scored my second mosasaur jaw of the day. Again, kind of fast walking on the way out because there's a promise of rain in the air. Nice little fossil find. I am quite proud of the fossils today. Don't know where the artifacts are hiding. Here is a really good view of the stratigraphy of the river. This bottom layer is Cretaceous shale, Ozan Formation. Then you see this alluvial gravel bed here. That marks the boundary, and everything above that is Pleistocene and Holocene. The Miocene and Eocene layers had eroded away all the way down to the Cretaceous, and then the deposition started up again. But up top's where the arrowheads come from. There's mammoth and mastodon, and here's where the mosasaurs and shark's teeth are. Didn't find a whole lot today, flint-wise. Rescued some cool fossils, but I need to climb out of here before the rain moves through, so I'm taking my secret trail upward through the poison ivy patch. Probably just as well I didn't bring Austin or my friend Ray with me. They would probably spontaneously combust. Well, we're back at the car, and the rain has held off for now, so we'll review the day's finds. It was a little skimpy, but there are some pieces of interest. This is that little fish vertebrae with the radial spine coming off of it. Piece of coprolite, a really huge piece of coprolite. One kind of indeterminate piece of bone, probably mosasaur. Another flat, thin piece, just not well enough to define to tell what it is, but definitely bone. Two mosasaur jaw sections. I don't know that they go together, but anytime you get a jaw piece from a mosasaur, it's a good day. One eroded vertebrae, big xiphactinus jaw section. This piece, I didn't even film myself picking it up because I didn't realize what it was. I thought it was an Encotus jaw, but I get to looking at it. That is the rostrum. That is the snout of a very tiny mosasaur. I can't wait to get home and clean it up a little better. But he was just a little baby. You can see a little tooth stub there, another tooth stub there, and a little replacement tooth coming in way down in there. He was a teeny tiny guy, and as chewed up as that bone looks, there is a chance that he was a meal for a larger mosasaur. A little bit of plasticine enamel here, bison and mammoth, one Encotus tooth. Just not much in the way of artifacts. I'm honestly debating whether to even count this little knife or not. I mean, it is an artifact, but it's a rough one. Okay, thanks for coming with me today. Appreciate you coming along for the hunt. A word about social distancing. I'm fortunate enough to live close enough to the river that I can drive up here and drive back without stopping anywhere in between, and so I do that. But if you're a couple hours out, wait till this quarantine's lifted. You don't need to be spreading something or picking something up and taking it home. Be careful, be safe, and also, since we're all cooped up anyway, you might as well read a good book. I've got 5 novels in print, guys. I can't get out and do book signings right now because of the quarantine, so go on over to Amazon and check out the titles that I have. If you like a good thriller or faith-based historical fiction, you will be entertained, I promise. You can also check them out at my website, www.lewisbensmith.com. Thanks for coming along today. Like, share, subscribe, and have a great one.